cities working to battle a massive brush fire here in Berlin. Progress is being made. I'm Kaylee Collins with details on that coming up.
A fallen firefighter, father, grandfather, and a good man. I'm Matt Karen reporting in Weathersfield. We'll show you how the community is remembering the life of Robert Charkovich.
So this fight outside of a Branford Dunkin' ended with 9 people being arrested. We'll tell you what we know about the situation.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning, and thanks so much for joining us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus America areas.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Fall, I guess you could say, is returning to Connecticut today. It's not going to be as warm as it's been the past couple of days, but Matt Scott, it is going to be plenty warm. Already is,
What
right?
does it tell you when we go, fall's returning? You go, what's that supposed to feel like? We haven't had that in a while. It's been very summery, very warm.
It really has.
It really has been very nice. There's a little rain out there this morning, not a big deal at all. But here's what you need to know before you go. It's called rain. If your car gets a little wet this morning, that's rain. Haven't seen a lot of it. Seasonal temperatures taking over, and as a matter of fact, in the 7-day, we have even cooler temperatures to contend with. We'll talk about that coming up. When I say rain, I mean just a little bit. You could see the radar picture in review. Not showing you much. We'll go into just outside of Hartford, just over the river into East Hartford, Manchester, getting very light activity up to Ellington, down to Glastonbury along Route 2. That's it. It is quite manageable. You could probably count the amount of raindrops you get on your windshield. We have really nothing else to talk about other than behind this is cooler air, more seasonal temperatures. Gone are the record highs in the 80s. Hello again to the seasonal numbers in the 60s. Still actually a little bit warmer than normal. 58 in Hartford right now, 64 in New Haven when you consider the fact that the temperature should be topping out at 61, 62, 63. We're already there. On the way up to the mid to upper 60s later on. A little blustery at times as the sunshine comes out later on this afternoon. Any more rainmakers in the forecast? We have a weekend on the horizon. We'll tell you if those two things are independent of each other or not coming up in a few minutes. 6:02, let's go to Miss Independent herself. Here's Symphony Privet. Good morning to you.
I like that. All right. Good morning, Matt. Let's check out how things are shaping up outside on the roads this morning. Starting off with a live look at how things are going right here in the capital city as folks are traveling along I-84. We see the volume picking up as we kick off the 6 o'clock hour this morning on both sides of 84. However, the drive times are looking good for the folks coming from Windsor down to the 84 interchange. You should make it through there in about 3 minutes. And the commute heading toward the Hartford Tunnel from the New Britain Ave area, it's going to take you about 5 minutes. We have your next update coming up in about 15 minutes.
Symphony, thanks so much.
Well, efforts to contain the Hawthorne fire in Berlin continued for a third full day this morning.
Yeah, crews were able to successfully reduce the size of the spread yesterday. Fox 61's Kaylee Collins is joining us live from the command post in Berlin with the very latest. Kaylee, good morning.
Erica, Tim, good morning to you both. Yeah, currently this fire is burning about 70 acres or so, but that is significantly less than the over 125 acres that were burning at the same time here yesterday. And that's thanks to some much needed air assistance. There was airdrops made yesterday afternoon from the Connecticut National Guard that came over from Bradley International Airport, and that's able to douse some of the fire here and reduce the spread. Now, this was combined with the continued effort on the ground to hold control lines here. Those were key factors in how crews were able to gain ground on this fire. It's still a long road ahead, though, as officials say that they're at the mercy of these continuously changing conditions.
Those air drops have had some success in helping us hold the fire lines. We expect to have crews up in the woods just keeping the control lines contained. Obviously conditions haven't improved much. The wind has been kicking on us.
Now, that wind led to a flare-up on the south edge of the fire at around 10 last night and did spark additional fires in neighboring Meriden along Hubbard Park. They were all quickly controlled, but Hubbard Park will remain closed. Silver Lake, the deep boat launch, and the Norton Lane will also be closed today out of abundance of safety, because Silver Lake is where the water fill site is for those airlifts or those airdrops. There are still additional airdrops scheduled to take place. They're going to resume at around 9 this morning, so we'll bring that to you. We also are expecting another update from officials as to what their plan will be for the rest of the day today, coming at 10 o'clock. Again, we'll bring you all those updates live. For now, I'm reporting live in Berlin. Kaylee Collins, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Kaylee, thanks so much for that update. Well, meantime, the amount of love and support for the firefighter who died fighting that fire has really just been incredible.
Yeah, a lot of people in Weathersfield and beyond had great things to say about Robert Sharkovich Sr., who is known as Sharky. And that includes the Weathersfield Town Council. In September of last year, they honored him and 4 other first responders for going into a house fire and rescuing someone who couldn't get out on their own. That's Sharkovich there on the left.
Fox 61's Matt Caron spoke with the people who knew Sharky best. They agreed to share their stories with us.
Before he retired and became a volunteer with the Weathersfield Fire Department, Robert Sharkovich had a career as a Hartford firefighter. His passion for fire services is only surpassed by his devotion to his family, including his son and nephew, both of whom are also volunteer Weathersfield firefighters. As the oldest volunteer fire company in New England, Weathersfield is a department steeped in history. But on this day, it was also shrouded in grief and wrapped in love. A procession to bring Robert home lined the Silestine Highway with dignitaries from departments near and far. Flags flew at half-staff as hearts broke half-empty. A bouquet of roses placed at the base of the town's fallen firefighter memorial. 66-year-old Robert Sharkovich Sr., firefighter, a carpenter, a father, a grandfather, a good man. Just days before he died, he was honored for 20 years of volunteer service to the Weathersfield Fire Department. This picture of he and his wife, presented with an honorary helmet, Company 3. Known affectionately as Sharky, he died doing what he loved, fighting the flames. An ATV on a rocky ledge of Lamentation Mountain in Berlin rolled on top of him. Assistant Chief Anthony Dignati was on that mountain fighting alongside him.
Members of the Weathersfield Fire Department, like my brothers and sisters. We just have that special bond.
Many neighbors here in Weathersfield are also finding creative ways to show their support for the Weathersfield Fire Department, including flying thin red line flags and lighting red lights outside their houses. Governor Ned Lamont called Robert's efforts, quote, nothing short of heroic. Reporting in Weathersfield, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Matt, thank you. Well, as firefighters battle the flames, there are people who are offering a lot of support for first responders.
Yeah, in addition to these helicopters that are helping with an aerial attack by dumping water, volunteers on the ground with the Farmington Emergency Response Team are providing meals to police and fire crews from their cooking canteen. It's really just a truck that's set up in the parking lot of the Days Inn nearby because first responders are using that as a home base.
Whatever we can do for our first responders to make sure that they're hydrated and they have food, that's what we're here for.
That canteen is invaluable to the central Connecticut region. It's one of a kind, providing the hot meals, and it's a savior for our first responders.
Now, the folks who are working at the canteen say they plan on being in town for the next 2 days. If you'd like to donate to their organization, we got a link to do so on our website, fox61.com. All right, we have a follow-up to a story that we've been following. The man accused of beating a mother and her children with a bat in Bridgeport faced a judge again yesterday.
Yeah, he entered a plea in his case after some yelling in the courtroom. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane is live here in the studio with more on what happened in there. Lindsay.
Hi, good morning. Well, the man accused of the attack that killed a 6-year-old boy and injured his mother and 4-year-old brother appeared in court again yesterday. He pled not guilty to several charges, including murder with special circumstance. Now he's asking the court for a jury trial. 38-year-old Abdul Rahman Suleiman told the judge he would remain calm in court after previous appearances where he had to wear a spit mask and court marshals had to be on guard. Quickly after he walked in the courtroom, however, he spotted the victim's family and began screaming, quote, "Any day, I'll expose you any day." The family shouted back, calling him a coward. The incident happened back in September. Police got a 911 call from a neighbor after an investigation. Police say Suleiman beat the family with a bat and then jumped out of the window of that apartment on Main Street in Bridgeport. If convicted, he faces life in prison without the possibility of parole. Now, Suleiman is due back in court on November 25th. You can stick with us on air, online, and on Fox 61 Plus for updates. Tim and Erica will send things back over to you.
Lindsay, thanks for the update there. Now, if you or someone you know are in a relationship that's escalated to domestic violence, there are resources available to you. You can call anytime, either one of the phone numbers that you see on the screen right now. That's to reach the National Domestic Violence Hotline. You can also call the CT Safe Connect hotline, and each of their websites are also on the screen right now. They're both available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for anyone who may need those services.
This morning, one woman is in the hospital with serious injuries after she was hit by a car while crossing the street. Police said the 21-year-old woman was crossing Broad Street around 8 p.m. when she was hit. Now, officers are looking for a light-colored sedan that might have damage to the front right end of the car and a broken windshield. If you have information on what happened, or especially if you got any surveillance video of that collision, please call the Meriden Police.